Afternoon, sir, both of you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Let
sir.
me, yes, good afternoon. So let me welcome all the learners of B.Ed program to the today's session, afternoon session, which is specifically dedicated to your BES 122, that is Contemporary India and Education. Today we shall be dealing with Block 3. Today is the third class of this particular course. Yesterday I could not remain present because there was another meeting with our Honorable Vice Chancellor. All regional directors meeting was there online, therefore I could not remain present. But today I shall remain present all along, and I shall be taking up all those administrative issues if there is any. And like previous sessions also, today we have in our midst Dr. Srikant Paikrai, the principal, Anandpur Training College. Uh, he will be talking about the remaining portion of contemporary Indian education, Block 3, whatever units are there in Block 3. He will just have a cursory glance and touch upon the important issues, important points of that particular block. And you're all requested to please put forth your questions if there is any. Write your questions in the chat box towards the end, of course, towards the end of the session, so that all those questions will be taken up one after another, and those will be answered by our resource person. So without wasting time, I am handing over the classroom to Dr. Srikant Paikra for presentation. Dr. Paikra, please take over.
Thank you, Dr. Tripathi. Good afternoon, my dear students. Now, as the assignment, I will start the block 3, that is philosophical perspectives of education, unit 9, unit 10, unit 11, and unit 12. So, unit 9 is concept and nature of education. Unit 10 is philosophical basis of education. Unit 11 is the democratic principles of education. Unit 12 is agencies of education. We will go detail one by one. So the concept and nature of education. First of all, we have to know what is philosophical perspectives of education. As the paper, the title is. That means behind our education, what are the philosophical ethos, contributions, thoughts of our people. Some educationists have given their own concept to education. So we will discuss in detail. So first of all, we hear what is education. When we say what is education, it is a very difficult to define. Rather, education is a term which is derived from different etymological derivatives. First of all, it is derived from the Latin word e and dico, educare, educare, educatum, and like that from Sanskritic roots also. So here the e and dico means, e means out of, dico means to lead. So education is leading from the outside, leading to the outside. Then the educare. Educare means bringing up or to nourish. So educare means we have to bringing up the child or to nourish the child according to his need, his dispositions, his inclinations, his attitudes. And share means the leading out or to draw out. That here is draw out means the child has everything within. By education, we only draw out what he is. Then educatum. Educatum is the act of teaching. Act of teaching or drawing, or it is an instruction, act of teaching or act of training or act of instruction. So
Yes, you are very much audible. Your voice is audible. Don't worry. You go ahead.
then education has been derived from some Sanskritic roots. That in generally we say Vidya and Sikhya. So Sikhya has been derived from the core word that is sis. Sis means to control. And Vidya, the core word is vid, V-I-D, vid. Vid means to know. So Sikhya means to control, Vidya means to know. So here also it is, in Sanskrit it is told that Ja Vidya Sabhimuktaye. Jaha pakhre Vidya ache se mukti paitha. Ja Vidya Sabhimuktaye. And also in Sanskrit it is told Vidya Dadati Vinayam Vinayat Jati Patratam Patratvam Dhanamapnoti Dhanat Dhanam Tatasukam. Vidya Dhanati Vinayam. Vidya Vinaya diye. Vinayat Jati Patratam. From Vinaya nobleness there is neighborhood. Vidya Dhanati Vinayam Vinayat Jati Patratam Patratvam Dhanamapnoti. Patratvam Dhanamapnoti. From neighborhood we get wealth. Patratvam Dhanamapnoti. Dhanat Dharmam Tatasukam. From wealth we acquire dharma and that is happiness. Another quotation also definition je gyatir bhi bantate naiva chauranapi na niyate danena na kayang jati vidyaratna mahadanam. So ethi vidya ko mahadhano hisabre kuhai. Je gyatir bhi bantate naiva. The never cannot share. Chauranapi na niyate. Choromane madhya nei paribane. दानेन न खयन जाति दान कले मध्ये क्षय हुएनि विद्यारत्न महाधनम तेणु ये विद्या जो रत्न एवं महाधनम तेणु एजुकेशन इज ए महाधनम इज ए रत्न. Except this some important definitions given by different educationist thinkers, and we will go certain important definitions as according to Vivekananda, education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man. Education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man. So education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man. Every individual, every child, every man has certain existing or certain divine perfections, certain divine principles, certain divine values, truthfulness, goodness. So some of the divine values are there with everybody. So by education, we manifest these divine values. According to Rousseau, education is the child's development from within. So Rousseau, according to Rousseau, the education is the child's development from within. It is the development of the child. The gradual development of this child from within, because Rousseau is a naturalist. According to a naturalist, child is the gift of God. As child is the gift of God, everything is there intact within the child. It is education. We develop this within things, within characteristics, qualities. Then according to Mahatma Gandhi, by education I mean the all-round bringing out of the best in child and man, body, mind and spirit. It's a very popular definition Mahatma Gandhi has given, that by education I mean the all-round drawing out of the best in child and man, body, mind and spirit. सी कहले शिक्षा मान या बुझे एजुकेशन आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट all round drawing out of the best, the all round development of the learners and all round drawing out of the best. We should have to draw out, not pour in. ପିଲାକୁ କିଛି ଦବାନି ତା ପାଖରୁ ଖାଲି ନବା ଶିକ୍ଷା ମାନେ ତା ପାଖରୁ ଖାଲି ନବା କଣ ଅଛି ତା ଭିତରେ within all round drawing out of the best କଣ ତା ପାଖରେ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି in child and man ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା ପାଖରୁ ଏବଂ ଗୋଟେ ବୟସ୍କ ଲୋକ ପାଖରୁ ଗୋଟେ ମେନ୍ ପାଖରୁ what are the areas କୋଣ ଜିନିଷ ସେ ନବା ନା body mind and spirit, his bodily contribution, his mental contribution, his spiritual contribution. So by educating the child, we will draw the best of man and child. The bodily contribution, the mental contribution, and the spiritual contribution. Gandhi, very important. Then according to Rig Veda, education is nothing. Sorry, education is something which makes a man self-reliant and selfless. Rig Veda कहला, education is something which makes a man self-reliant and selfless. ये भारी गोटे बड़ गोल कथा कहै सेल्फ रिलिएंट एंड सेल्फलेस भारी उच्चतर उन्नततर वैल्यू कथा कहै सेल्फलेस एंड सेल्फ रिलिएंट. सो एजुकेशन बाय एजुकेशन we will become the self reliant and selfless माने सेल्फ रो ऊर्ध्वरे जोटा अछि it is very difficult rather to acquire. So then Chanakya, education means training for the country and love for the nation. She called it is a training. Education is a training for the country and love for the nation. So तुम भल पाइबा जाति भल पाइबा देश को भल पाइबा ये है शिक्षा. According to Rabindranath Tagore, the highest education is that which doesn't merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all existence. So Tagore is also a naturalist. He मध्य से harmonious development कथा कहिसंती समूह विकास कथा, and also it's a information by education we get information to make our life a harmony with all existence, balance in between the environment, in between the people. So this is all about the definitions of education. Then comes narrower meaning of education. So narrower meaning of education and broader meaning of education. Picture duita meaning rohichi, narrower meaning and broader meaning. In narrower meaning of education, what we understand that education or instruction imparted within the four walls of the school, within the boundaries of the school, it is a narrow meaning. What education or information we get from the school, from the teachers only, is education. It is a narrow meaning. But broader meaning is that education, what we get from every time, everybody, from everywhere, not from the formal systems, the school is only what is narrow meaning, but we get from friends, peers, neighbors, families, communities. So we get education from everywhere. Mane education is in and around us, knowledge is in and around us, information is in and around us. We have to acquire through our education, through our learning. This is the broader meaning. It is not limited to the classroom. It is from birth to death. It is from cradle to grave. It is a lifelong process. Education is a lifelong process. But in narrower meaning, education is only a time, terminal. गोटे वर्ष सरीगला शिक्षा क्लास 7 सरीगला 8 को जीवु आ गोटे शिक्षा आ गोटे सिलेबस. So this is very narrow within the classroom, instruction provided within the classroom, only the teachers. But in broader meaning, everywhere, anything from anybody else, we get information, knowledge, wisdom is our education, which is a permanent, long-lasting, permanent, many-sided. Then let us come to nature and scope of education. nature and scope of education. So nature of education. First is nature education is bipolar. Sorry, education is unipolar, education is bipolar, and education is tripolar. So when I study the nature of education, we find that education is unipolar. That means one person is important in education. So he is called as guru. In ancient India, the guru only agency was guru. Through guru, we get some education, some knowledge, some experiences, some skills. So only guru. That is why it is unipolar, gotiya pole. That the guru is the one pole, teacher is the one pole. Next is bipolar. John Adams has given idea about the bipolar. That means education has two poles. One pole is the teacher, another pole is the student. Very important pole. Teacher is important also, and the taught is also important. So there are two poles, bipolar, the teacher and taught. Then John Dewey has added another pole to the bipolar. So it is tripolar rather. What is three poles? First pole is the teacher, then the taught, then the environment. Social environment or school environment is the third pole. So education is possible when the teacher is there, when the taught is there, when the social environment is there. As John Dewey has given the opinion and justified that education is only possible when there are three poles are active. Next is scope of education. In scope of education, here also again a formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. Three types of educations are there, which is its scope. So the formal education. So formal education is very planned. It is designed. It is time bound. It is fixed. So the formal education is imparted by formal institutions like school, college, and universities. Proper timetable is maintained, limited to specific period, definite curriculum, prescribed textbooks, teacher and students enrollment, attendance, both for teacher student, proper certification. So all these are the characteristics of formal education. Everything is in a form, in a prescribed plan, in a fixed, rather rigid and fixed. So it is a formal education. Then informal education, which is incidental, no institution, no teachers, but there is education. Informal. That means it is very natural, incidental, and spontaneous. You are going to a place, somebody is there on the way, you meet with her, you discuss something with him, you get some information. This is your education, it is an informal education. For example, you are going to your market, somebody is added with you in the meet and discuss something about the market price or something about the present corona issues or like that. We get some information from that person. That is your informal education. Not formal. No teacher, no rigidity, no syllabus, no prescribed book textbooks, but there is education. The non-formal. So non-formal education is also a flexible. Timetable is there, course study syllabus is there, but flexible. Teacher may or may not. Teacher's timing may or may not be fixed. Education imparted through distance mode, maybe direct or distance, maybe through open schooling. So the adult education, Indira Gandhi Open Universities, all are comes under the non-formal education. So this is a scope of education. Then, needed importance of education for the child. So needed importance of education for the child. How education has become an important requirements of the child for his life, for living his life, for living his peaceful life rather. So education is necessary for growth and development of the child. Education is necessary for the growth and development of the child. Child should know his developmental stages. By education, he can understand what is growth and what is development, how it happens to me. So, second is education sublimates the basic instincts. Education sublimates the basic instincts. We have some basic instincts. Through education, we sublimate it. We adjust with the situation. Raga, Abhiman, Bhoyo, these are the instincts. By education, we sublimate, substitute, we adjust with our attitudes, behaviors, instincts. Then it teaches the child to practice moral and spiritual values. So education teaches us, gives us knowledge, teaches us about how to practice moralities, spiritual values, etc. It helps for character building. ଆମକୁ ଚରିତ୍ର ଗଠନରେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରୁଛି, helps for character building. And also acquiring the higher values, truthfulness, goodness, truthfulness, cooperation, friendship, fellow feeling, higher values also. By education, we are able to achieve some higher values. It makes the child economically self-sufficient. By education, by our training, by our skill development, we are able to find our own bread and butter. Education develops the social qualities. It also helps us to develop certain social qualities like tolerance, cooperation, fellow feeling. Teaches us love for nations, the concept of nationalism, secularism, attitude towards other religions. So education teaches us about all this. It helps for national integrations and understanding. So education helps us for emotional integration, national integration, how we integrate our nations. Then education helps us for globalization. So these are all about the need and importance of education for the child. And something is here that some conceptual distinctions, differences are there, that education, schooling, learning, training, teaching, and instruction. You must know what are the basic differences of this. So till now we know what is education. And now and schooling. Schooling is formal. We get education through schooling. Through school, schooling is formal, and learning is what we learn. It's a process of getting knowledge. Learning is a process of getting knowledge, information. Then training is somebody's to be trained, and somebody is a trainer, trainee, like that. Just you are receiving the BA training. That means it's a training. You are developing certain skills, how to teach better, what are the modalities of teaching, methods of teaching. You are getting some training. Then teaching, and instruction. Instruction is not a mere teaching, it is a part of teaching. So instruction is a part of teaching. Sometimes you instruct the learner. You go to that place, you take this thing for me, or you go by this way, and reach at their place. So this is some instruction. The learners may or may not achieve the aim. So this is regarding all this schooling, education, the learning, training, and instruction. Functions of education. What are the functions of education? In the words of John Dewey, functions of education is to help the growing of the helpless young animals into a happy, moral, and efficient human being. So rest you may consult with your study materials. You will get there. Here it is not possible to go one by one points and discuss. It will take much more times. So I will have to complete these 4 units within a very 1 hour time rather. Then aims of education. Come to, we can switch over to aims of education. So the aims of education here is we will find the individual aim, social aim, and national aim. So individual aim, what is individual aim? So individual aim in here, the individual is the supreme being. He is at the apex. He is sovereign. The individual is first, then the society. No impact of society on individual. Individual is individual by himself. So promotion of individuality of the individual is the main motto of individual aim. Promotion of individuality of the individual. The personality of the individual is the main motto of individual aim. The example is ancient Greece. Ancient Greece is based on individuality of the individual, the sovereignty of the individual. Vyaktir Sarvabhauma is free, no boundaries, no rules, no regulations of society is there. He is free to discuss, to opine, to do, to act anything what he wants to do. There is no such rules and regulations framed by the society. This is individual aim. It is found in Greece, ancient Greece. Now in Switzerland, nowadays in Switzerland is also there in that. We'll talk later.
Yes, there is some problem somewhere.
Yeah.
Dear students, please mute your speaker. Anybody who has not muted his speaker is requested to please mute. Background noise is coming.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. There was somebody under T. He had kept his microphone on, and feedback was coming from that point. So now I have muted. Please go ahead.
So in individual aim, the individual is all in all, not the impact of society. But in social aim, the society is first, then the individual. Without society, individual has no place, has no identity. So the social aim deals with the society and its rules and regulations. So here to find individual and social aim, one thing is just, I recall a thing that when Alexander Selkirk was exiled in an island by his captain, he roused voice like an individual, individuality of the individual. সেটি কহিলে দেখই নেত্রে যাহা চৌদিগর শেষবর টই মোদিশ্বর মহিমণ্ডলে নাহি এমন্ত জন মো অধিকার বলে করিবরণ. The distance covering my eyes, I am the monarch of the distance. Nobody is there in this world to share with my shares. দেখই নেত্রে যাহা চৌদিগর সসর্বর টই মো অধীশ্বর মহিমণ্ডলে নাহি এমন্ত জন মো অধিকার বলে করিবরণ. This is the individuality of the individual expression. He is free, nobody is there. He is supreme, he is sovereign, he is সার্বভৌম, তা উপরে কেহি নাই. Nobody is there. This is individuality of the individual aim of education. But gradually what happens? What happens gradually? When the sun is coming to the setting position, যেতବେଳେ সূর্য ତାଙ୍କର ଅସ୍ତାଚଳମୁଖୀ ହେଲେ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋପାଳ ତାର ଗୋଧନ ଘେନି ଘର ମୁଖେ ମୁଖରିତ ହେଲା, ଯେତେବେଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ଦେବୀ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ଦୀପ ଧରି ପୃଥିବୀ ପୃଷ୍ଠକୁ ଆଗମନ କଲେ, ଅନ୍ଧାର ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ମାଡ଼ି ଆସିଲା. ସେତେବେଳେ ଆଲେକ୍ସାଣ୍ଡର ସେଲକାର କହି ଉଠିଲେ, ରେ ବାୟୁ କ୍ରୀଡ଼ାନକ ମୁହିଁ ତୋହର, ମୋର ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ବାରେ ଶ୍ରବଣ କର, ବହି ନେଇ ଯାଅ ମୋର ଦୁଃଖ ବାରତା, ପହଞ୍ଚାଅ ନେଇ ଯାଇ ଜନମୁଖର. He felt the necessity of the society. That whom shall I share my feelings here in the dark? Is it possible with the jungle? Is it possible with the streams, these flowers, these birds, the jungles, the beasts, all this? Where is the population, people, the society? So, রে বায়ু ক্রীড়ানক মুহি তোহর, মোর প্রার্থনা বারে শ্রবণ কর, বহি নেই যাও মোর দুঃখ বারতা, পহঞ্চাও নেই যাই জনম কর. He was requested to the air, to the birds, to carry on my message to my dearers and nearers, how I am here. So rule of society is justified. So the individual and society, when both go side by side, then there is good society, good individual.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
If I had sent my presence, attendance, that is failed. Why?
What?
My attendance is failed. Why?
Or you just consult with the regional director. I am not supposed to say.
Thank you.
Please.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
What is the problem? What is the problem?
Sir, if I had sent my attendance in the send box or chat box, that does not receive. Right? Failed. Why?
No, everybody is writing in the chat box. Any question you want to put, you write in the chat box. Okay,
Sir,
and it will be taken up. It will be taken up towards the end of the session, not now. Now presentation is going on. It will continue up to 4 o'clock. After 4 o'clock, we will take up questions.
Sir, my attendance due to some late, I have sent.
Doesn't matter
now.
Doesn't matter. Your
Sir,
voice is recorded. Your image is recorded. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
So,
sir. Carry on.
So friends, to compromise in between the individual aim and the social aim, we can say that individual and society both are the two sides of the same coin. Both are like the friends, lover and beloved, room together at the seashore. They are like the knife and the ace. They are like the flower and the steam. They are like the flower and the fragrance. They are like the leaf and the steams. They cannot be separated to one another. When they go side by side, there is a healthy society. When they go side by side, there is a healthy individual. So this is all about individual and social aim. The national aim is also there to foster nationalism, patriotism. National aim is there to develop democratic values. And another two concepts, immediate aims and ultimate aims. Immediate aims are very narrow in sense, achieved in a short duration. Ultimate aim is broad in the nature. This is self-actualization, self-reliant and selfless or salvation. This is the ultimate aim. It is very difficult to acquire by a human being, a mere human being. It is only on the part of the sage seers they can. So then factors determining aim of education. Some factors determining aim of education. Then social factors, the social problems, economic factors, economic problems, political ideologies, religious ideologies, revealing philosophy of life, human nature, knowledge explosion, higher ideals of life, cultural ideologies, psychological factors, that is individual difference. So they are the some of the factors determining the aim of education. Then let us come to Unit 10. Unit 10, philosophical basis of education. Here in that philosophical basis of education, we will deal with the philosophy and education. And some philosophers, some opinion of some philosophers also, some educational views and some ideologies. We will discuss some ideologies of great educationists of India and abroad. So here, what is philosophy? The Greek word philos and sophia. Philosophy is the combination of two words, philos and sophia. Philos means love of wisdom. It is love, philos, sophia means wisdom. So philosophy is the love of wisdom. So it is wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge, it is told that what we know and know is not the real knowledge. What we don't know and don't know is the real knowledge. Go for that. This is wisdom. ଯେଉଁଟା ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ସେଟା ଜ୍ଞାନ ନୁହଁ, ଯେଉଁଟା ଆମେ ଜାଣି ନାହୁଁ ସେଇଟା ହେଲା ପ୍ରକୃତ ଜ୍ଞାନ. Go for that. Go for that. What you know is not knowledge. What you don't know is the knowledge. Go for that. Acquire it. Achieve it. Be with it. The relationship between philosophy and education. So it is interrelated, philosophy and education. Philosophy determines the real destination towards which education has to go. Philosophy determines the goal of life. True education is practicable only by a true philosophy. So they are like the two sides of the same coin, philosophy and education. Great philosophers are the greatest educationists, like Plato, Gandhi, Rousseau. So great philosophers are the great educationists. So education is a dynamic side of the philosophy, according to John Adams. Education is a dynamic side of the philosophy, where education translates ideas of philosophy into action and practice. So let us discuss the educational philosophy of Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. So Jean-Jacques Rousseau was one of the prominent naturalistic philosophers. Naturalistic philosopher. According to him, nature is mother nature. Back to the lap of nature. Everything is good when it comes from the hands of the authors of the nature, but it degenerates by the hands of the man. So nature is mother nature. Se कहले प्रकृति होउछ हमर मां. Nature is mother nature. Back to the lap of nature. प्रकृतिर कळ को फेरि आसो. Everything is good when it comes from the hands of the authors of the nature, but it degenerates by the hands of the man. ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରକୃତିର କଳରେ ଜିନିଷ ଥାଏ ସେ ଇଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ ଥାଏ, ବଢିଆ ଥାଏ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେଟା ଆମେ ତାକୁ ନେଇ ଆଣୁ ପ୍ରକୃତିର କଳରୁ ଡିଷ୍ଟର୍ବ ହେଇଯାଏ. ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ, a flower, a lotus in the stem of a tree, when it is there, it's okay, beautiful. When we take it for your use, you destroy it. It has become disturbed. That is why everything is good when it comes to the hands of the authors of the nature, but it degenerates by the hands of the man. Next, nature is pure, nature is clean, nature is mother nature. Human society is thoroughly corrupt. Rousseau has indicated, has emphasized that we are all corrupted beings. We polluted the environment, we polluted in nature. He believes that child has their own ways of thinking, doing, and acting. Because see, according to naturalist, child is a gift of nature. He emphasized on negative education. Negative education, very free. In his book Emile, E-M-I-L-E, his book, his brainchild, Emile is the brainchild of Rousseau, suggested the meaningful education for children from infancy to adolescence and youth. In Emile, he suggested that the meaningful education for the children from infancy to adolescence and youth. Then, curriculum and methods of teaching. So, for curriculum methods teaching, see page 29. For all stages of development, category stages of development DIC. Accordingly, the curriculum has been designed. You please go through. Then, concept of discipline. According to Rousseau, the concept of discipline is a free discipline. Child is free. Freedom is permitted to the child to do whatever he likes. Obedience to natural laws. Methods of teaching. He prescribed playaway method, the best method. Project method, playaway method, best method. This is about Rousseau. Then education philosophy of Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore. He is also a naturalistic philosopher. Tagore is also a naturalistic philosopher and a pragmatist. He is pragmatist also. Emphasized on nature, dead against traditional system of education. Tagore was dead against the traditional system of education. He is a lover of nature. That is why Tagore did not enter into formal systems of education. So his father tried a lot to send him to school, but he was departed from the school without the knowledge of the teacher and the father. Fled back to the lap of nature, to the jungle, to the stream, to the hills. Go on enjoying, go on citing, reciting, writing, and thinking about the nature and nature and nature. He believes self-education. He believes self-education, self-study, self-education, and complete freedom, which is complete freedom-based. Passing examination and getting degrees is not education, according to Tagore. Passing examination and getting degree is not real education. Self-realization should be the aim of education. He emphasized on harmonious development of the child, of the individual. Total development, harmonious, physical, mental, emotional, social, religious, aesthetic, all harmonious development. The aim of education is to make the child self-sufficient and yearn for his livelihood. Then curriculum and methods of teaching. Curriculum. Curriculum based on activities, broad experiences, and real life experiences. Co-curricular activities is essential part of curriculum. Emphasized on co-curricular activities. Subjects like history, geography, nature study, agriculture, gardening, field study included in the curriculum. Dancing, painting, singing, designing, sewing, cutting, knitting, cooking are also the area of curriculum. Concept of discipline. According to Tagore, self-directed discipline, directed discipline. So discipline is self-directed, not imposed. Then, education's thoughts of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, who has emphasized both on humanism and idealism, is the strong believer of humanism, superhumanism, humanism, and idealism. By education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man. Education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man. We have some divine qualities, values. By education, we perfect, we try to acquire and perfect these values. Education helps to manifest power, intellects, abilities, potentials, which is already within the child. Education for self-development. He suggested brahmacharya for self-development. Very important, underline brahmacharya. Because Swami Vivekananda is the ideal of brahmacharya. He perpetuated brahmacharya. Very difficult, brahmacharya. Following Swadharma was one of the important aims of education. Imitating Swadharma, following Swadharma, fulfilling Swadharma. Emphasized on inner nature of the child. He has emphasized inner nature of the child. Advocated character formation. Swami Vivekananda advocated character formation. Is one of the most important aspects of education. He was in favor of Gurukula systems. The system of education we provided in the Gurukulas. Very systematic, perfect, disciplined, idealistic also. Self-control, service to mankind is service to God. Courage, realization of faith, all-round development, development of human personality. So, these are some of the thoughts of Swami Vivekananda on education. Curriculum and methods of teaching. According to him, a comprehensive curriculum should be there. Curriculum should not be a fixed one, it is comprehensive, many-sided, many things should be included. He suggested religious subjects, epics, philosophy, Upanishad should be the part of curriculum. Subjects like language, geography, science, political science, economics, psychology, art, agriculture, industry, industrial psychology are also within the periphery of curriculum. He suggested brahmacharya and spiritualism as the basic method of teaching. Meditation, underline meditation. Through meditation, we will acquire knowledge, concepts, skills, concentrate our mind, concentration, meditation, yoga. So practice of yoga is also important contribution of Swami Vivekananda. He was a yogi. So this is all about thoughts of Swami Vivekananda. Educational contribution of Plato. Contribution of Plato. Plato was the greatest philosopher, eminent educationist, politician and mathematician. And also side by side, and also he is a social reformer. According to Plato, education is training for the country and love for the nation. Love for the nation, nationalism, and training for the country. According to him, concept of idea is the ultimate truth. Idea and ideologies governs the world. She कहले idea governs the world. Idea is first, then matter. Material world is the not the real world. Ideal world is the real world. According to Plato, ideal world is the real world. Material world is not the real world. It is immaterial. Idea governs the world, not the matter. He is a strong believer of idealist. Spiritual world and natural world is the real world. Spiritual world and natural world. Emphasize on spiritual world and natural world. Human body is material and his soul is spiritual. She called it human body is material. Whatever it is seen, it is observed, it is outward. Our limbs, which are significantly found, verified, justified, observable, it is all material. But the soul within, not seen, not found, not but felt, not found but felt, not seen, not but felt. Science is still in fact finding the existence of soul and super soul, god and goddesses. Idealists like Plato has emphasized on the soul. According to him, our body is material and soul is spiritual, which is in the stage of in our belief systems. Soul, super soul, belief systems. One may believe or may not believe, but there is a soft supernatural things within us, which is called a soul, Atma jahaku ami kahuchu. And always when we are guided by that soul, we manifest our body in the right directions. Conscience is most likely related with soul, very close related to soul, conscience, vivek. Okay, dear. Next is aim of education is a human perfection. Plato has emphasized on human perfection, perfectness of human body or human being. Plato in his book Republic discussed the universal nature of education. He is the supporter of mass education. Education is a state responsibility. According to Plato, education is a state responsibility. Ultimate aim of education is self-realization. Values like Satyam Shivam Sundaram. By education, we acquire the values like Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Aim is to develop a good personality. By education, we develop certain values for a good human being. Curriculum and methods of teaching. Plato accepted education is a lifelong process. Subjects like language, history, logic, science, social science, arts, music, crafts, all are there. Then moral education, physical education, self-defense, also emphasized. Method is question answer method, reasoning method, and conversation is a method of instruction. Then educational philosophy of John Dewey. So John Dewey, the greatest philosopher, American philosopher and thinker and educationist in modern age. Concept of education is based upon his philosophy, that is pragmatism. Pragmatism. The word pragmatism has been derived from the word pragma, that means action. So pragmatism is an action-oriented philosophy. John Dewey has emphasized on pragma, action. Believe on action. activities, actions, works done philosophy. Otherwise, it is called as works done philosophy. Works to be completed, to be done, not to be left. Pragmatism, the main theme is work to be completed, work to be done, not to be left. Pragmatism, action oriented. According to him, change is the reality of world. World is at a flux of change. It always changes. Everybody changes. Everything is in a flux of change. So change is the reality of world. Change is the reality of world. Education is a continuous reconstruction of experience. Education is the continuous reconstruction of experience. We are educating ourselves, meaning we are constructing ourselves in experiencing about a knowledge or concepts. When knowledge has become experience, it will have a permanent shape. When knowledge comes to experience and comes to action and comes to examples, then it becomes a strong. Becomes strong, stronger and stronger gradually. When knowledge is within knowledge, after some days you will forget. When the knowledge comes to action, action to activities, activities to again examples, then it has become permanent shape. Child learns through experience. Problem solving is the aim of education. Democratic way of life believes in relativism. Relativism, that means nothing is absolute. Everything is relative. Then curriculum methods of teaching. According to him, the curriculum should be according to the need of the child, according to the ability of the child, and according to the interest of the child. The child-centered curriculum should be there. Methods is learning by doing, learning by experiment, observation, critical analysis, debate, and discussion. Education philosophy of M.K. Gandhi. Gandhi, the father of the nation, as you know, the naked fakir, the one man who contributed a lot, uncompared, no comparison till date with Gandhi, the father of the nation, the naked fakir, as Churchill remarked, naked fakir. His philosophy, his contribution to education is also a great contribution to education, is a great contribution. Rather, his philosophy of education, his philosophy of life, his philosophy of education, till date, it is used and used and used. By education, I mean the all-round bring out of the best in child and man, body, mind, and spirit. I have already discussed. Emphasize on truth, beauty, and goodness. His education is based on truth, non-violence, and satyagraha. Truth, non-violence, and satyagraha. His philosophy of education is based on truth, non-violence, and satyagraha. Truth, beauty, and goodness. Aim of education is to develop all-round development of the child and man. All-round. Physical, mental, emotional, social, aesthetic, all-round development. Also, he also emphasized on vocational education. Started Nai Talim. At Wardha scheme of education started at Wardha. He has started the vocational scheme at Wardha. The medium instruction should be mother tongue. Mother tongue should be the medium instruction, as Gandhi emphasized. Curriculum methods of teaching. Emphasize on craft-centered education. Craft should be the center of education. Craft should be the center of education. Subjects like agriculture, basic crafts, activity, all these things are there. Mother tongue, basic crafts, arithmetic, sociology, all. You will consult with your books. You find many things there in that Gandhi philosophy. Time is very short. Please we'll shift to education philosophy of Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo. So Sri Aurobindo, the essence of Upanishad and Vedanta were the basis of philosophy of his life. Vedanta and Upanishad. Gave importance to spiritual practices, yoga and brahmacharya. Real education is free and creative. Real education is free and creative. Aim of education is physical, mental development of the child. Mother tongue should be the medium of instruction. Child should be kept at the center of learning. Achieving spiritualism is the goal of education. Brahmacharya is also a basic things. He also emphasized on complete living, complete human being. So this is all about Aurobindo, the great educationist. Then we can come down to Unit 11, Democratic Principles of Education. So democratic principles of education. What are the democratic principles of education? Yes, India is a democratic country. We have some democratic ethos, principles, way of life. And democracy is a type of government where it is of the people, by the people, and for the people, is a Brahmin control. According to Seeley, everybody has the equal shares. So it has been derived from the Greek word demos and kratos. Demos means people, kratos means power. It is the power of the people. Democracy is the power of the people, not the power of the government, not the power of the other agencies. It is the power of the people. Common man, common people is important in democracy because he is a citizen. He casts his or her vote to select his representatives who will govern. So democracy is very, very important type of political ideology where everybody has the equal shares. It is based on the concept of liberty, equality, fraternity, and dignity. In our constitution, in our preamble, it is told the fourfold ideas of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, you must go through the preamble of India. We, the people of India, have easily resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialistic, secular, democratic, and republic. And justice, all this fraternity, equality, fraternity, all these fourfold ideas are there also. You will go through this preamble. You will find what are the basic principles are there in our preamble. They are very important for us to know what is liberty, what is justice, what is fraternity, what is dignity, how it is maintained, how education, how it is related with education, for how these another concept is also there. Democratizing education will discuss later on. So then types of democracy, direct democracy and indirect democracy. So direct democracy is people expresses their will directly on the public affairs. Direct democracy. In ancient Greek, it was followed. Ancient Greek. Now in Switzerland is also will find the direct democracy. A very small state there. In case of small state, you will find the direct democracy. But our Indian democracy is indirect democracy. It is through representative we rule, not directly by the individual. By representative we rule the country. The relationship between democracy and education. It is quite natural, democracy and education. Education work is the key factor in the proper functioning of democracy. So for proper functioning of democracy, education is a key factor. If the citizens are not literate, education has your democracy is fruitless. If the individuals are not educated, democracy is fruitless. It is valueless. It is worthless. When the educated individuals are casting votes and selecting the leaders, then this is the real democracy we will find. Otherwise, democracy is fruitless when there is no education. Then democratization of education, another concept, the entire system of education, starting from its curriculum, its aim, its methods, its classrooms, and its classroom management, and its schools, school management, all these things has to be democratized. That means the principle of democracy has to use for all these democratic principles are to be used, introduced, practiced, transformed in our education. This is democratization of education. There are quantitative dimensions and qualitative dimensions are there. You will consult the books. Now we'll go for agencies of education. That is your unit 12, the last one. Agencies of education. So what are the agencies of education? Agents of education through which we learn, we educate us. So what we learn throughout our lifetime from our birth to death, we learn through the different agents or agencies. Okay? Whatever we learn, whatever we educate, whatever knowledge we get, it is from through different agents or agencies. Right? There may be formal, may be informal, may be non formal, may be active, may be passive, may be commercial, may be non-commercial. But friends, when we get some information, when we get some learning, when we get some experience, when we get some information, it is all through certain agencies of the society. So these are the agents, messengers, agents of education. Family is agency of education. School is agency of education. Community is agency of education. Marketplace, press, exhibitions, media. So these are all certain agencies. But when we classify these agencies, we will find formal, informal, and non-formal. So formal agencies are school, library, picture galleries, games, cinema, education programs in TV and video, informal family, community, religion, marketplace, race, exhibitions, media. When we otherwise say active and passive, active agencies and passive agencies, active is school, family, religion, club, games. When we say passive, it is cinema and TV, radio, newspaper, magazine, marketplace. So these are all about certain agencies through which we acquire our education. As education is a lifelong process. It starts from the cradle and ends at the grave. It has become a lifelong process. We always will learn from everything, from everywhere. So it is through agencies. So this is about your today's lesson. Thank you so much for patient hearing. Now we'll go to the next session, that is a question answer session. We'll start for questioning. You may ask me any queries or questions. Hello. Hello. Yes, please. Democratization of education, Amaresh. Democratization of education. That means, as you know, in democracy, we have certain principles, we have certain fundamentals, we have certain ideas and ideologies. Democracy is ideology. Like the purport ideas of liberty, equality, fraternity, and dignity. So all these are to be reflected in education. That means in our school system, whatever program are there, whatever curriculum are there, our principles of democracy should be used, should be maintained. Okay, this is democratization of education. We should democratize. We should apply our principles. Okay, the principles of democracy have to be used, introduced, practiced, and transformed in education. This is democratization of education. Next.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, please elaborate once more in very brief direct democracy and indirect democracy.
Okay. Direct democracy is a type of government where we express our opinion directly on public affairs. This is direct democracy. In ancient Greece, it is there. Now it is in Switzerland, it is there. They directly govern the country or the land. But indirect democracy, like India, we through representative, we rulers. It is a representative democracy. Indirect democracy is called otherwise a representative democracy. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next. Next. Virupaksha Ponda. Please, Ponda Babu. Virupaksha Ponda. What is your question? Please write down.
Sir, I want to know about modern education.
Modern education. So modern education, as you know, you are in the modern age. Whatever syllabus, whatever methods, whatever aims of education is there now used, all are modern education. Starting from your 1947, from our getting independence, we have been trying to modernize our education. Okay, we use the different new innovations in the system of education. Okay, we try to use different methods, different skills, different experiences in our system of education. This is modern education. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anything? Next. Soumya Prakash Sahu, how community agency impacts. So as you know that agency of education, as I have been told you, that agencies are the agents of education through which we learn. This is formal information from agency. So likewise, the community is a formal agency. Sorry, it is an informal agency, like family, all this. So, from community, we also learn. When a child comes from a community, he has certain rituals, certain ideologies, certain things through which he come up. So this is, he learn something from the community. So this learning from the community is works as a plays as an agent. So like community contribution of community for the child. So contribution like I said, contribution of community of the child. We learn something from the community. Okay. Next. Next question. Please welcome. Question, please. Any question? What is democratization? Democratization. I have already discussed what is democratization of education. I have discussed man, what is democratization of education. Principle of democracy is used in the field of education. Ethics of democracy is used in the field of education. Democratic values are used in the field of education. This is democratization of education. Next. How does community work as an agency of education? Yeah. So community and agent of education means through community we learn many things. A child learns many things from the community. So it plays as a agent. I have been told you that agent means a messenger who carries the ideas, ideologies, knowledge, experiences. So what is interrelationship of agencies in education? Again the same question. Interrelationship with agencies of education. And all agencies, formal, informal and non-formal agencies, they are all responsible for our education. Whatever knowledge or experience or learning or skills we acquire through these agencies. So they have a correlationships are there. They have a different role to play. Communities, families, schools, they have different roles to play. What is the difference between? Again, please.
Hello,
Social
sir.
and economic development. Democracy. Yes. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Please.
Sir, sir. Hello. Am I
हाँ
audible, sir?
Yes. Please
Sir,
raise your question.
sir, please discuss very briefly what is negative education as per Rousseau, sir.
Negative education means that when child is free, education given to a very free situation. She only let the child to play with the open razor. Let the child to place the child in the edge of the table. Let the child to enjoy the cool weather. Then so that he will experience from the consequences. ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାକୁ ଟେବୁଲର ଧାରରେ ବସେଇଦବା ସେ ତଳେ ପଡିଯିବ ଛୋଟା ହବ ସେଥିରୁ ସେ ଶିଖିବ ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଓପନ ବ୍ଲେଡ ଦବା ସେ ତାକୁ ଖେଳିବ କାଟିବ ଜାଣିବ ରକ୍ତ ବାହାରିଲା ବଥା ହବ ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଣା ସେ ସେଇଥିରୁ ଶିଖିବ ସେ ସେଇଟା ହେଲା ନେଗେଟିଭ ଏଜୁକେସନ ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ବାବୁ
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
ନେକ୍ସଟ ପ୍ଲିଜ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन
हेलो
हाँ प्लीज
हेलो
There's your question.
सर नमस्ते
हाँ मैं ऑडिबल
सर
हेलो
हेलो हाँ सर सर नमस्कार सर किपरि भाबे गोटे सोशल एजेंसी गोटे चाइल्ड डेभलपमेंट करि परिबो
अच्छा केतर कहि सारे बाबू गोटे फैमिली रे पिला फैमिली रो भूमिका कोन गोटे पिला पाए एज द फैमिली एज द चाइल्ड
पिला सर
गोटे पिलार अपबियरिंग पई दायी के प्रथम फैमिली फैमिलीटा जिमिति गढ़ा है आसीबो फैमिली पिलाटा जिमिति गढ़ा है कि आसीबो फैमिली रु हला कि नहीं जो संस्कार रे आसीबो सेटा हला तारो फैमिली कंट्रीब्यूशन गोटे संस्कारी पिला से फैमिली शिखि आसी बड़ मान को मुंडिया मारिबो स्कूल को से आसी ताको कहियो पड़ियोनी बाबरे तू मुंडिया मार से मन को मुंडिया मारिबो हला जदि से फैमिली शिखि नाही तो स्कूल शिखेबो बाबरे बो को मुंडिया मारिया को पड़ियो हाथ जोड़ी की प्रणाम करिया पड़ियो नमस्कार आ प्रणाम आ ये सैल्यूट कौन सो डिफरेंस ताको एठी शिखाया पड़े स्कूल रे जदि फैमिली से शिखि नाही हला तो फैमिली रो काम हला से तारो फैमिली जति मिनिमम बेसिक जिनस पिला को शिखाया कथा से
सर मेनली सोशल एजेंसी मेनली सर
हां मेनली
सर सोशल सर
हां
सोशल एजेंसी फर्स्ट मींस सर
कोन
हेलो
हां
मुझे सर सोशल एजेंसी फर्स्ट मींस माने फैमिली हेलो 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 हेलो
Hello. हेलो।
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଜୟ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ।
ଚାରିଟା ହେଇଗଲାଣି ପଳେଇବା ଏଥର।
Hello, Dr. Paik Rai. Dr. Paik Rai, am I audible? Dr. Paik Rai,
Sir, he is offline.
because of some connectivity problem, I could not remain connected for till the end of the class. Hello.
That's over.
Okay. Okay. Let us discuss about if there is any administrative issue pertaining to your program. We can discuss and then we will wind up. So now I am online. You can raise your online issues if there is any. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
I could not remain in the class till the end because some connectivity problem was there. So from tomorrow, I think tomorrow the last block will be taken up. The last block of your BS 122. Then we'll go on dealing with the other courses also, like BS 124 and BS 123, BS 124 and BS 125. So it will continue. Then we will take up your content based methodology subjects.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, the
You
question.
can raise your
Excuse,
questions if there is any pertaining to the subject. Not pertaining to the
sir.
subject, pertaining to the system, I must say, because I am not the subject expert.
Sorry,
So
sir.
if
Sorry, sir. I had another
above,
issue. So, sir, whether the question placed in the chat box will discuss or not, sir, today?
did you ask questions today?
Sir, I had asked two questions verbally, face-to-face mode, and I have also
Okay.
placed one question in chat box, sir.
Okay. So all those questions have been answered.
Yes, sir. The chat box question has not been discussed till now, sir. That's why I am begging your view.
What is that question?
That was the philosophy of pragmatism, sir.
Philosophy of pragmatism.
Pragmatism, as per educationist Rousseau, I think.
Okay. Okay, fine. I will pass it on. I will pass it on. I will pass on this particular question to the counselor.
Sir.
Tomorrow, the last class will be taken up. So I think it will be getting an opportunity to interact with him. So this question will be answered tomorrow. Okay.
Sir, this question belongs to education John Dewey, sir.
John Dewey.
It-
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Its concept was based on philosophy of pragmatism. So,
Okay. Okay.
thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Dr. Paik Rai, I was just asking, and there was some problem.
Yeah.
Therefore, I could not remain in the class till the end.
Okay, sir.
But now I got the connectivity. The connectivity was resumed,
Okay.
and I am very much online.
Okay, sir.
So now our counselor is very much available. If there is any question, yes, actually one student was asking about the philosophy of pragmatism. Dr. Paikra,
Yeah.
if you are listening to me,
Hmm.
one student was asking about the philosophy of pragmatism.
Okay, sir.
So if you can say something about it, it will be better.
Yes. So pragmatism is a philosophy which was developed in America. It was an American philosophy. John Dewey, the exponent of this ism, that is pragmatism. Pragmatism is a word which is derived from the Greek word pragma. Pragma means action. It is an action-oriented philosophy. Pragmatism is an action-oriented philosophy. Or otherwise it is called as works done philosophy. Because it believes in works, actions, activities, not in conception or theory. So pragmatism means it is action, works to be done, works to be conducted, works to be completed, not to be left.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Pranam, sir.
Okay.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam. Yes, Pranam, please.
So
Please
what is the
raise your hand.
difference? What is the difference between learning and training,
Learning and training.
sir?
Dr. Paikra, please reply to this. Learning and training. Dr. Paikra, are you there online? Dr. Paikra, are you online? His connection was again, disrupted. Therefore, he is not online. But as far as I understand learning, you see, learning is a permanent change in behavior. You all know. You see, you learn as a human being. You learn many things in your day-to-day life.
Sir.
But a dog cannot learn. A dog can be trained, isn't it? A
Okay.
dog can be trained. Learning when you see, behavior change takes place in both the occasions. But can you say when you are training a dog or when you are training an animal of the circus, that animal is learned. That animal has learned. No, that animal has been trained. But here, learning takes place in case of individual. This is what I personally understand between learning and training.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Paikra, you are very much online. Can you add to
Yes,
it? One student is asking about what is the difference between learning and training.
Learning and training. So, learning rather it's a continuous process. Training is a durational process. We learn what we learn every day is our learning, but training is a just for a particular period of time for the particular skills.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And since you have raised an important issue, learning, you see, learning is immense. Learning cannot be confined to the four walls of the classroom. Learning, as he has rightly said, learning is a continuous process. It takes place anywhere and everywhere. Isn't it? Every minute of your learning, every minute of your life, you are learning something or the other, isn't it? You just go on learning till the end of your life. Therefore, learning is called a womb to tomb process. From mother's womb, up to the graveyard, the entire process during the entire process, learning takes place. Training normally. Training refers to certain skills, isn't it? I gave you the example of the circus animals, or when you are training your pet dog. So training is different. You are somebody is mastering certain skills, isn't it? So that is training. But learning is something which is broader than training. Very broad. Learning is a broad concept. Got it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, any other question? Is there anything in the chat box? Dr. Paikra, if you are there,
Yes, sir.
one student is asking about the difference between literacy and educated. What is the
Education.
literacy and educated? On literacy and education, can you
Education.
just tell a few words about the difference between literacy and education?
Literacy is very narrow and education is a broader sense. Literacy is only meaning that we know some reading, writing, and simple alphabetics are the literacy. The definition of literacy is when one is able to read, write, and count some numbers. This is literacy. But education is much more than that. Literacy is it's very narrow rather. Requiring certain things A to Z or O to Q and other things. So somebody is able to read something and count something, count the numbers and all this calculation, some calculations. This is numeracy, and learning some numeracy. This is a literacy. But education is a broader term. It is a lifelong process. It starts from the womb of the mother.
Dr. Paikra, are you online? Again, there is connectivity issue in his side. You see, he has rightly said literacy refers to only reading, writing, and arithmetic. minimum reading skills, minimum writing skills, and minimum skill for minor calculations, mathematical calculations. So that is, literacy is limited to that, but education is far more above than that. Education is a very broad term, isn't it? This is the basic difference. Is there any question? Any other question? Some student is asking. A student does not, Gauri Shankar Tripathi is asking. A student does not come to school regularly, and he involves in unsociable activities. What steps do we take to bring him to the mainstream? You see, it was discussed in the previous sessions also. I don't know whether you were there online or not. On social activities can be reduced by involving students in different socially desirable activities. You see, whatever teaching learning activities are organized in the school, this is one. Beyond that, there is co-curricular activities. So many co-curricular activities like games, sports, enactment of drama, debate competition. So there are so many activities which are organized. So broadly, two types of activities are there: curricular and co-curricular activity. So immediately you cannot involve the student who is regularly showing on social activities. Gradually giving attention to that particular child as a teacher, you just try to involve him in these activities so that his unsocial behavior will be reduced, isn't it? You cannot change the child overnight. It will take some time. Your persistent effort, your constant effort will definitely bring results. So gradually, you will find the result, and the student will definitely be, he will be refined. He will be refined in his, behavior. And we have seen, and you must have also experienced that there are many naughty boys whose mind is not there in teaching and learning. When you'll be teaching, they will be doing something else. They will be making nuisance. But time comes when these kind of students really perform well in both curricular and co-curricular activities. Time comes, and that becomes possible only if the teacher gives attention to these kind of children. Okay. Gauri Shankar Tripathi, did you get
Hello, sir.
what you intend to ask?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, please come online.
Hello, sir.
Please ask your
Sir,
question.
sir, ultimate aim of education and the immediate aim of education.
Okay, I'm passing it on to Dr. Paik Rai because he's the
Sir.
subject expert.
Sir.
Dr. Paik Rai, if you are online, Dr. Paik Rai. Dr. Paik Rai, are you online? So your teacher is not online because that again connectivity problem is there. So your question will be answered tomorrow. Ultimate aim and immediate aim. Okay. So I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on to him. So we'll be responding to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is there any? Namaskar.
सर हमर जो मेथोडोलॉजी क्लास गुडा केबे हबो शिड्यूल हेलानी
आपनकर थ्योरी क्लास सरला परे मेथोडोलॉजी क्लास आरंभ हो थ्योरी क्लास वर्तमान चालीसी BS 1 to 5 जो दिन सरी थिबो then before the completion of BS 1 to 5 you will come to know when your methodology class will start.
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Is there anything? Dear students, if you have any question, any other question pertaining to the system, we will also take up the systemic question.
Sir, namaste.
Namaskar.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yes,
Sir,
please come on.
sir, I want to ask you about the assignment question. If is there any difficulty, then how can we clarify it?
I could not get your point. If there is any difficulty,
In our assignment questions, then how can we clarify it?
you see, assignment questions normally are derived from your study material, isn't it? Based on the presentation in the study material, the questions have been framed by the subject experts. So when you go through the study material, you will come to know about the answer pertaining to the question which is normally asked in the assignment. This is one. You see, what assignment after life? Assignment is nothing but a particular question which you need to answer, or which you need to write in 3-4 pages in the form of your answer and submit the same at the study center. So that is not a problem. Therefore, in the very first class, I have told you, you form your peer group. That means 4, 5 or 6 friends. You make a group. That is called peer group formation. And always discuss among the group member on any issue which is with any issue with which you are confronting. Okay. Then like this, small problems can be solved. In distance education, it is very important, because in distance education, immediately you will not be able to find out a teacher, isn't it? But you can immediately find out a peer group member.
Yes, sir.
And in this particular concept, I have already told you that there is nothing like teacher and student. Everybody is a teacher and everybody is a student. Here, Dr. Paik Rai or myself, we are not projecting in front of you as teachers. We are just like you here in this particular platform. And anybody who knows about something is welcome. Yes, he should present his or her views in this platform. Okay. So do not feel inferior. You are in no way inferior than anybody else. You are also a superior human being. Somebody may be knowing more on some concept, somebody may be knowing something else on some other concept. So everybody is important. Let us share our views, share our ideas, so that we will march ahead with our developmental activities.
Thank you.
So assignment question is simply can be clarified if you go through your study material, soft copy of your study material.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else? So friends, it is already 5 minutes past 4 o'clock, and all of you must be feeling to quit the class. So let us call it a day. We are very much thankful to the academic counselor, Dr. Paik Rai, Srikant Paik Rai, and I must also thank you very much for your active participation. So tomorrow exactly 2 p.m. we shall assemble in this online classroom, and tomorrow will be the last class for BES 122. Day after tomorrow, your BES 123 will start, and that will start with a new teacher. Okay, so tomorrow is the last block which will be dealt with by Dr. Srikant Paik Rai. So please come prepared, and beforehand you keep your questions ready, so that towards the end of the session, you can record your question in the chat box, which can be passed on to the academic counselor one by one, and those will be answered. Okay. In case of any other doubt, you can send your queries and problems in regional center email ID. Our email ID is rcbhubaneswar@igno.ac.in. rcbhubaneswar@igno.ac.in. So this is our email ID. And one thing you must remember, that from time to time we are uploading various informations in regional center website. So please make it a habit in browsing or in referring regional center website regularly, so that you will not miss any information. Suppose counseling schedule, practical schedule, workshop, isn't it? Student letter, anything which you want to communicate. First of all, you upload everything there in the IGNOU's regional center website, and then we send communication to you. If you have missed any communication, doesn't matter. You will get everything there from IGNOU Regional Center's website. So please make it a habit. Okay. So thank you very much. Now we are winding